Hello everyone, I'm Niiniifc and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another Q&A live stream. Sorry for the delay. It's you know what? I had to use the bathroom. I'm sorry. Like it was them months where I had to go, I had to do my thing. So yeah, apologies for starting this so late, but a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. What can I say? But hey everyone, it's good to see everyone here. How's everyone doing? Drew Blue, Jay Finessing, Hassan, Kamal. Hey Kamal, like I was saying, you guys, Kamal double A. That is Kemal AA. Young Chelsea YouTuber. Help him out. He's only young. He's only a teenager. Who knows how big he can get this in the future? But you guys support him. He's Kamal AAA. Check his channel out later on. Okay, how's everyone doing? Good. Theatre of streams. Yep, I've called it Theatre of streams for this one tonight. So everyone, everyone has got me a bit too gassed, to be honest. So yeah, you guys. Yep. Hi everyone. Let's get straight into the questions. Let's start with the questions now. Otherwise, I'll be saying hi to everyone for the next half an hour. So yeah, Mary, Nini, Kenedy is an amazing person which we can't let go of. Where and when do you see him fitting at Chelsea? Now, this is the ironic thing in a way, because obviously we're looking for targets that can play on the right hand sides. I mean that's just what we're definitely doing. We're looking at a play on the right that can cut inside. I'm going to be, of course, with the videos that will be coming out this week, so you don't have to wait too long for that. You know, we're going to be using a 4-3-3. Naturally, you need to have two inside forwards, right? The guy on the left has the right foot, guy on the right has the left foot to really, play in the half spaces better, affect the goal better, etc., etc. That's something that Williams definitely struggled with because he's much better in the middle and on the left, as I've kept saying. And again, when he had that fantastic bit of form at the start of 2018 for the next few months, he was playing on the left and playing in the middle. He's just not as good on the right hand side, which is a bit unfortunate for him because he does have Eden Hazard on the left. So we've never really been able to see the real William. We've only been seeing glimpses of it, in my opinion. As I'm saying, Kenedy is the type of player that can be playing on the right hand side, and it is kind of weird, obviously links with Malcolm, which I'll be talking about tomorrow. I look at someone like Malcolm. I'm going to be making this point in the video tomorrow. I look at Malcolm. I just think, isn't this guy just Kenedy with 100 games? I keep saying this all the time. I know it's kind of boring, but a lot of times, some of these guys we have, just give them 100 games on top, and who knows what they're going to be like. They're definitely going to be much better than they are. I mean, imagine if guys like Berger, Kenedy, Masunda had 100 games on top of them. I mean, they'd be raved about, especially Masunda, especially Berger, especially Kenedy. Kenedy, we've seen what he's done at Newcastle as well. The first manager to play this guy on the right hand side is going to get a guy that can get you 15 goals a season, in my opinion. It's a shame that we're not going to give him that chance. What I was told by my source Sue too is that obviously we're trying to invest in China a lot and get the Asian market. What Kenedy did, that immature joke he made on Snapchat Live. People haven't forgotten about that, and it's not very good for business because companies don't want to work with Chelsea because of what he did. So this is probably going to be one of the main reasons as to why he does get sold. I'm expecting there to be, a buyback clause, but I don't think Kenedy is going to be here for next season, which is a shame. As I'm saying, I think he's just someone like a Malcolm with 100 games. Same long shot, dribbling style as well. Got that strength, low center of gravity. It's a shame. But I've got the first super chat of the day. Okay, let me get everything up here. I'm gonna be on point with the super chats tonight. Will, thanks a lot for that, man. You do too much, man. I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for that, bro. Okay, what other questions are there? But Will, yeah, thank you for that, man. Yes, Jay Williams, you good man. Zaki, what's good, bro? Now, Malcolm's shooting ability is better. Of course, it looks better because obviously he's had much more games to showcase that. Kenedy hasn't really had enough. He's not even playing on his natural position to be able to show his shooting prowess. But again, I mean, this guy has that same type of Hulk shot power like Malcolm. I mean, Malcolm's long shots are world class. Ridiculous. It's kind of like Bale-esque. I wouldn't say Bale-esque in terms of the season he's had because he has petered out. He hasn't kept his consistent form throughout, but in terms of like the long shots this guy's been scoring, Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous. Honestly, ridiculous. And that's the type of you know, attacking ability that we do need at Chelsea. We can be a bit too predictable. We don't really have someone that will take responsibility and try something from distance. I guess you can say Pedro and Willian every now and then, but you know, with direct players like that, that becomes much more consistent. Yes, D-Lord, you good, bro? Yeah, D-Lord, don't worry, man. Tomorrow, obviously, I wasn't able to put the song in today's video, but tomorrow it's definitely going to be in there. Tala, why does girlfriend come up as one of the suggestions when I search up Blue Lions TV? That is a funny one. Along like last year, my girlfriend was I did like a 10,000 sub special, and we did a video together where she was like rating the Chelsea players. I can't imagine there were so many fiends who are still trying to like find the video. You know what I mean? It's not on YouTube anymore, you guys. Like, calm down. It's not for real. I can't believe that's like a search term that people are constantly searching. Blue Lions TV's girlfriend. Like, you guys keep the fiending down a bit, please. Okay, Arthur Shapiro. Would signing Seri be redundant with the talents of Loftus-Cheek, Bakayoko and potentially Mason Mount? No, it isn't redundant because we do need a midfield player of those capabilities where, you know, they can dictate the game. They can join the attack and defence. And I mean, players of that dimension, they're very rare in football today, and especially even rarer on the market. This is why they go for a premium. And this is why Seri is kind of like... you know, 1 in a million, because it's like, you know, his buyout clause is like, what, 35 million euros. So I think it's like 30 million pounds. And it's just like, you know, guys like this cost double. I mean, look at someone like Jorginho, for example. Napoli are commanding at least 60 million for his services. And with what Seri provides on the ball and in the game, and it's no surprise why every top team is looking at him. I think that we're probably going to get him, to be honest. Of course, United signed Fred. Fred is another guy in that mold of, you know, a Seri, Jorginho, Verratti mold type of player. So, I mean, these guys are in the premium. They're essential if you want to really get the most out of a 3-man midfield system, because they really are the glue in the team. And I think when you have someone like Seri, that gives more game time that adds more longevity to Cesc Fabregas's career, because then if this guy comes in as a sub for the last 20-30 minutes, he can do that. He doesn't have that full responsibility where he does have to play week in, week out. So Seri is definitely someone we need in midfield. Ruben can play alongside him with Kante, in my opinion. Ideally, even though I rate Seri a lot and I do like him, if I could pick a player, that would be Thiago from Bayern Munich, because I just think that he's fun to watch. You know what I mean? You know, that same sense of fun and joy you get from Eden Hazard, you get that from Thiago as well. And again, Thiago is another guy that's in the mold of Fred, Verratti, Jorginho, Seri. You know what I mean? If Bayern don't want him, I can't imagine he's going to cost a ton more compared to Seri. It just comes out as to when you know, he's officially available on the market. Of course, he's at the World Cup too, so maybe Chelsea might be thinking, well, I'd rather secure someone like Seri because he's so cheap compared to the rest of the players in the market. It wouldn't make sense to wait till after the World Cup. You know what I mean? Okay, Christian Valadez, hey man, you good? Okay, what other questions? Art meets music. Tottenham step up Martial pursuit, but United want to recoup as much of the 58 million fee as possible as they prepare to negotiate with Levy. Okay, as I said, you know, Tottenham aren't the only ones negotiating. We are negotiating with him as well. Of course, I've been hearing this for a while. You guys already know streams I've spoken about this. You know, the sources were on in that live stream. They were speaking about that as well. I've got further detail and context I can give you guys. I'm just waiting for the right style of video to release that information. So that's all going to be coming this week. But you know, what I've got on Martial is very interesting. For me personally, out of all the players I could sign this summer, Martial will be at #1 in my opinion. Chelsea with Thomas Lemar. I don't understand Thomas Lemar. I think maybe it's his agent trying to obviously, you know, find some clubs, trying to find a club for his client. I mean, his season at Monaco wasn't the greatest compared to his previous one. With football, it's very fickle, it's very quick. People will lose interest straight away and look at other targets. So I can see why the agent is trying to push Lemar, but I don't understand the point of Lemar now, because he's not going to play on the left-hand side. He's not going to play on the right. The targets we're looking at are more direct wingers. You know, Lamar is a playmaker. When people are comparing him and Malcolm, it's just like, do people not watch football sometimes? I mean, Lamar is a playmaker that will link people in. You know, we want a direct goal threat on the right. That's why we're looking at certain targets that we're looking at, like, you know, Malcolm, Tovin, Leon Bailey, etc., etc. Okay, John Springate, how do you feel about Donnarumma as a potential replacement for Courtois? Well, anytime I think of Donnarumma, I think of his agent, Mino Raiola. When I think of Mino Raiola, that tells me that it's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to expect a lot of money as well as part of the deal. I don't think Chelsea are that type of club anymore where we will be dealing with agents and giving into their, you know, extravagant demands. That's for clubs like United, PSG, where they don't really care too much about money. But at Chelsea, we're not trying to do anything like that, you know. So I wouldn't even think about Donnarumma, to be honest. Okay. What other questions? Snowman 6000, Sorrentino. Sorry, I'm sorry. Lil Icy. What do you see for the future of Bakayoko? Now, this is an interesting one. Very interesting. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is an upgrade in terms of what you'd expect in that box-to-box role. I don't think Bakayoko does provide that. I think Bakayoko is more of a ball-winning midfielder. I think if, again, Sarri's not overadjusted. If Sarri comes, he'll play the add-on role, I feel, where he'll be that ball-winning midfielder in the team. So, again, I think next season could be Bakayoko's last season to really impress and show people that, you know, I'm worth keeping on to and I'm worth this investment. Because, again, that's someone I do worry about in a way. Kwame Goring, Niiniifc was a super signing. You guys, before, during that last summer, I kept going on about when people kept gassing Bakayoko up to be, you know, an upgrade to Matic, and he's going to give the power. And yeah, I know, he's strong, he's black. I know anytime people see that, then they just automatically think of Vieira. Everyone's Vieira, you know what I mean? And they just completely forget what made Vieira Vieira. It wasn't just because he was tall and black, it's because he was a world-class footballer. That's the first thing. But yeah, with Bakayoko, I knew that he was going to have difficulties, especially in midfield in a Conte system. It's going to be interesting. I mean, is Bakayoko the type of guy that can play 1,000 passes a season? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest. I think it's going to come down as to whether a coach can find a niche role for Bakayoko. Okay, CFC Anuj, hey man, you good? But Nini, how will we get Sarri as his clause is finished? Well, we'd just be negotiating a fee with ADL, so that's what we would be doing. Gianfranco, do you think Blanc makes sense financially? If the club doesn't want him, wouldn't it make sense to just pay for the guy you want? Well, of course, Blanc, I mean, hopefully you have watched my videos, because I do feel that I do touch into a lot of detail and a lot of questions that people might be thinking. I think I do answer them. Well, Blanc obviously would make a lot of financial sense because he does have no agent. He is on a free. So all you're doing is just agreeing terms with him. And already, I've already said in the video that we already agreed. Yeah, he's already agreed to terms Chelsea have given him. And already that's half the price that Conte's earning so far. So, of course, financially, of course, it makes sense. But, I mean, for Sarri, again, as I said in that same video yesterday, higher-ups at the board are putting pressure to try and get this deal done. So it's going to just come down to whoever's going to be dealing with ADL. By this week, as I keep hearing, we should potentially be getting an outcome as to who our manager is going to be. Laurent Blanc, again, it's in the previous video. Okay, has anyone sent any... Again, you guys, if anyone wants their question prioritized, send a super chat. And I've got some super chats here. I'm going to answer them now. Mohammed, how optimistic are you about the new season? I'm not. Well, I am optimistic because, again, I think people are focusing on what's in front of them instead of the overall picture. I mean, think about it like this. 4-3-3 is coming back. Now, with 4-3-3, you're not going to play with, less than 50% possession throughout the season. That formation is ideal to get midfield control and taking the front foot in games. So that's what the club want. They've been looking at managers that can bring that style to us. Every manager we've been linked with, other than Allegri, is someone that does play attacking football. So again, this is what the club are hoping to have for next season. This is why we're targeting the guys we're targeting. Again, as I've said, the positions we're looking at, 2 attackers and a midfield player. That midfield player is a controller, dictator, linker type of midfield player. The 2 attackers will be, options for the offense, and obviously someone on the right-hand side that is able to cut inside as well. So that immediately, I'm already optimistic, because that means, next season I can enjoy the football I'm watching. It's going to feel like I'm not wasting my money or my time. No more suffering, you know what I mean? I can actually enjoy football for, the first time in like a year and a half. So again, there's a lot of things to be optimistic for. You guys, as I've said this before too, once the manager's situation is sorted, a lot of things will be happening very quickly. So it's just patience. I know everyone gets, I don't know why people get worried when they look at transfers other clubs have made. I mean, the players that other clubs have signed, we don't need players in that position. We don't need them. So we're not missing out on anyone, because they weren't positions to be needed strengthening in anyway. I mean, Fabinho, who cares? And you've got Kante, Liechtenstein, I mean, backup or competition to Bellerin. You don't really need that. What are the big ones? Fred's nice, but then if you can get Seri for less than nearly half the price, then I think that makes a lot of sense too. Of course, I'll tell you guys this. I'm going to be talking about this in a later video. I have been told like 2 days ago that not only was Seri looked into, there were some other players from Nice that the club did inquire about and talk about and discuss. So I'm going to be talking about who these other Nice players were. It's 2 Nice players that we were inquiring about. So I'm going to be telling you guys who they are later on. But yeah, be optimistic. There's no need to be negative. I mean, let's say if we were linked with guys like I don't know, Pardew, and linked with guys like that style of manager, then yeah, then I can understand why people are worried. But then, I mean, Laurent Blanc, even though he's not Sarri, I prefer Sarri. Laurent Blanc's not a shit manager. And it's funny, because a lot of times on social media, when people kept criticising Sarri for not winning nothing, well, surely Blanc is what they wanted, because he does play good football, attractive football, which he does play, very fluid football as well, and he's won stuff to back it up to. But it's weird how, I mean, there's no real levity in terms of when people make a preference. Too often everything's down to feelings and how you feel about this, and when you just focus on feelings and you don't care about facts or objectivity or etc. Pre-tax Sharma, keep up the good work, appreciate that. Queen of Stamford, thank you. Queen of Stamford was my first ever super chat donator, so I won't forget that. Thank you for that. And your question is, who is better in your opinion, Keita, Freds, or Seri? Keita. Now, Keita, why am I which Keita? Which Keita do you mean? Keita from which club? I'm trying to think. Don't worry, Patreons. Don't worry, Patreon subscribers. Don't worry. Like, I'm going to answer them soon. I can't remember the Keita. I can't think on the top of my head. But Fred or Seri, I mean, I like Fred. I think with Fred, maybe, you get a bit more. He's a bit similar to Thiago in terms of you get that dribbling, the close control. Like, he's exciting to watch. Seri, I think he's a very good technical footballer. If anyone ever says anything trying to compare him to Kante, this or that, you just know to ignore them straight away. He's not that type of midfielder. He's a very good player as well. I mean, to be honest, it's going to be such a cop-out, but I don't really have any preference over any of them, if I'm being honest. Thank you, Queen of Stamford, for that question. Will Rayner, you want PS4? I have a PS4, but I only have God of War and that Detroit game on PS4, so I don't have FIFA, so sorry, man. Okay, what other questions? Okay, let me see. Patreon, I'm going to answer some Patreon questions now. Don't worry, you guys. Starting with Will Rayner. Pray for me, bro. GCSE Spanish tomorrow. Oh, shit. Anyway, man, if you got GCSE Spanish tomorrow, you can't be staying up too late during this live stream, bro. Like, there's going to be so many comments, so don't think you're missing that. Obviously, appreciate you supporting in that, but GCSEs are important. I mean, think about it like this, when you're older, let's say you're fluent in Spanish, think about all the Latino women that's available on the market now. Let's say you want to go to Miami. Think you're an English guy that can speak Spanish. It's game over. That should be your motivation, if anything. You know what I mean? So, obviously, good luck with your Spanish test tomorrow, man. Okay, Josh Banks, my guy. Okay, assuming the new manager is announced by the weekend, do you think we can still sign Lewandowski before the World Cup? Well, I get he's on the market. I'm not going to hear everything happening every day, but I do hear a few things. I haven't heard anything new yet on Lewandowski. Of course, I'll be hearing things. Before the World Cup, we've got another like nearly 2 weeks, so there's still time. There's still time for updates. Again, he's available. He does try and secure his future before then. It's going to come down to the fee. You know what I mean? But again, he's confirmed that he wants to go. He's with Pini Zahavi for that exact reason, because he helps you, find the clubs you want to find. Christian Valadez, yes, man. How known is Blanc for developing and improving players? Yeah. Let's look at Rabiot. Rabiot is a prime example. Again, I'm going to have a Blanc video coming out again this week, so I'm going to be delving into a lot of detail. There's some other youth players as well. Players will perform very well in the system. That's what I like about Blanc. Players. He didn't have many underperforming players at all. He rotated the team nicely as well. And players play. I mean, variety. I feel that he's stepped up another level under Blanc. Obviously, Ibrahimovic. This guy has never been close to getting 40 to 50 goals a season. Consistently was doing that with under Laurent Blanc. I think you look at the guys like Di Maria and Lucas and Matuidi. He really stepped up as well in that midfield. He's definitely he is a good manager. I don't know why people think he's shit. I don't understand why. I mean, he's PSG's best ever manager. He played amazing football. I know it's them ones where it's like, because no one, I understand it's difficult to watch Liga, and I'm not saying that I watch it all the time. I watch a few games here and there, and I know a lot of times, people's first introduction to a team like Paris Saint-Germain is going to be in the Champions League. So of course, if you're only watching, if you only watch like the quarterfinals or semis, they're the only games you have to judge them on, instead of like, all the games they played throughout the season. So I can understand maybe why people are a bit iffy about Laurent Blanc, but I think that it's best to realise maybe why you won't be as informed, and then obviously just open yourself to new ideas and to hearing new things. Okay, Alexander. Okay. Oh, Alex, I'll reply back to that later, man. Like, for real. I'm not gonna lie, you can be a bit too demanding. It's just like, you need to calm down a bit. But like I said, I'll speak to you later. But still, you do need to calm down a bit, man. Okay, Northern Bricks. Question. Hey, Nini. Are you a broadcast? Why are you trying to... Okay. That is a very... Actually, I'm not even going to bother answer that. But that is a very stupid question, Northern Bricks. So, again, see you later, mate. Okay, Adam Young. Pepper racist. Players always talk when they're dropped. It's true racist. Again, this whole thing about him being a racist, I mean, Yaya Toure only spoke about African players. He didn't say anything about black players. You know what I mean? So, Pep's constantly worked with tons of black players. It's not as if... I mean, look at even at his Man City team. So, you know what I mean? I don't think maybe Toure phased what he wanted to say. But maybe he meant like he didn't respect some African players enough, like guys like Etu and him. And I'm trying to think of others. I mean, of course, Seydou Keita played a lot under Pep at Barcelona. That's that one guy people forget about, but he was very good. But again, I think that maybe it's a combination of Toure not explaining himself properly, and people just hearing racist when it's not implying that. I mean, if he had said he doesn't like black players, then yeah, but then, African and black is, is different, It's not the same thing. Zaki Mahmood, Nini, if we miss out on Martial and get Malcolm and Bailey, can you see Hazard, Bailey moving into striker false nine? Now, that is a very interesting question. If we miss out on Martial and get Malcolm and Bailey, can you see... that would be interesting. Of course, Bailey can play on the left-hand side then. Hazard moving as a false nine. Laurent Blanc does like to use a false nine in his system. I mean, a lot of times when Ibra was playing, he was getting balls to his feet instead of balls in the air, like how Mourinho was using them at United. That could be a possibility, to be honest. Again, I think that could be a shout if Laurent Blanc did want to do that, because maybe he could think Hazard and Morata are the strikers I do want to use up front in my system. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we do get Martial. Obviously, you know, like I said in that video, Laurent Blanc does like Martial, but not at the expense of Morata, because he does want to work with Morata for next season if he does become the Chelsea manager. So that definitely is something interesting. Okay, what other questions? Okay, Mark Kinser, thanks a lot for that, man. Thanks. Your question is right back coming into backup. Okay, right back coming into backup Malcolm on the right. Oh, okay. What right back's going to be supporting Malcolm on the right? Again, that's if Malcolm is going to be the guy. Me personally, I know everyone's already rolling their eyes. They've got their hands in their heads. You know, they're about to like say it with me at the same time. But I think Victor Moses is the right back for me. I keep saying this. I don't, you know, maybe I need to do a video. Give this guy some space. Give him a proper attacker. Now, here's the thing. Remember them times where Hazard gets a free roll and he's able to drift to the left and to the right hand side? Have you noticed, you know, this was happening near the end of the season too, the past few games. So Hazard was picking up the ball a lot of times on the right hand side. We're not seeing a much more attacking, adventurous Moses. Now, why is that? As I keep saying, Hazard in the half space is commanding the attention of the fullback and the defender, meaning that Moses is able to just go one-on-one all the time with people. And that's the difference. I mean, how many assists was he getting? How many assists should he have got? Because players weren't obviously taking their chances. When you've got like a natural guy that can cut in with his left foot, Moses is going to look even better. So I still stand by my guns. As I said, I got no affinity towards him. He's not one of my favourite players ever. I just feel that maybe a lot of people aren't seeing what I'm seeing. But for me, Victor Moses is the guy on the right hand sides. Christian Cabrera, thank you for that super chat, bro. Thanks a lot. Your question ain't there though, so apologies for that. Okay, what other questions? Nick, where's Nick's question? Nick, where is it? Did I miss it? Okay, Nick Evelard. If Willian leaves, would he be sold to a rival like United? Where could you see him going? I don't think Chelsea are opposed to selling to rivals, especially for someone like a Willian. If it meant that we could probably get Martial as part of the deal. I'm not hearing anything concrete in regards to that being a definitive thing at this moment in time, though. Okay, Rizwan Khan. Okay, how about Solomon Rondon to Chelsea? If it was a backup role, that would tell me maybe like Giroud would be going, or I don't know. I think Rondon is an underrated player, to be honest. Of course, he's not going to notice what he can do because he's playing for a West Ham team that don't create chances, that don't have any good offensive players as well. I knew Rondon from his time at Malaga when I saw him when he was that young Venezuelan guy playing for that. Why did I even drop in the Venezuelan part? There was no point in saying that. But this guy is a complete forward, you know. And when I say complete forward, if you guys play Football Manager, that's the terminology I'm going to use. Obviously, he's able to run the channels, fight for balls in the air, hold up the ball, drop deeper as well, link up people, get on the end of attacks, shoot from distance and inside the box. So I think he's one of those guys where if he can play for a team that's going to get him chances, you'll probably see a different Rondon next season. I'm not saying he's the guy I want as first choice at Chelsea, but if it was to be a backup role or whatever, it wouldn't be too bad. He provides something different. But again, that's just a hypothetical if certain guys will be leaving, etc., etc. Santiago, if Seri signs, what would be your midfield trio? That would be Seri, Kante, and Ruben. Okay, Chavez Bob, question, do you think Morata should be given another chance or should we move for Lewandowski or Icardi? Well, here's the thing, you know, the club would keep Morata, they're not opposed to it, but it's a combination of if a good fee comes in for Morata and most importantly, if Morata does want to leave himself. So to me, it tells him that maybe Mitchie, Morata or both will be leaving, as I keep hearing. So it's going to be interesting. When the new manager sign, that will give an indication if maybe one of the two will stay. That's when they'll be able to speak to the player. As I said, you know, Blanc will be speaking to Morata if he hasn't already. So yeah. Rugfid, hey Nini, will Williams stay at Chelsea next season? It depends, of course. It does depend. Let's say hypothetically, because you know things happen in football all the time. Let's be serious. Let's not be like what you say 2 weeks ago is going to be the same thing 2 weeks from now. if the manager speaks and he says, well, Willian, maybe I want you to stay, and he sells him a dream as to why he should be staying at Chelsea, maybe Willian might do that. But again, if good offers come in, that's all that matters. Okay, Luke Carton, you think Mitchley has a future here? I think that he could, especially playing 4-3-3. I definitely think Morata and Mitchley, ironically, do have futures if they are given a chance of playing 1,000,000%. It's going to come down to the manager though, and it will come down to obviously clubs and how big their bids are going to be for either of them. Okay. But yeah, I mean, the Seri stuff's looking good. I mean, I was quite confident on Seri. That's something I've been hearing about for a while. I'm curious about the negotiations. As I've been mentioning with Seri, I've keep being told by Sue that Marina won't look to pay the full buyout clause, and she'll look to negotiate. Even if that's to save 3 million or 5 million, that's something they will be looking to do. So again, I don't think that will be a surprise when it does come out in the press that Chelsea aren't looking to pay the full buyout clause for Seri. Okay, CFC 007 shows that he watched no games with them. Okay, let me see other questions. David Tellus, will Marina mess up key transfer targets again? I mean, ideally, let's pray that doesn't happen. I wouldn't like that to happen. I'd like to think that it's not going to be a case of last season where we leave things late. I'd like to think maybe some lessons have been learned. Again, it's the advantage we have over last season is that we're not going to be looking at 10 players like we did. And this is my main frustration with Conte. And I keep saying this, during the end of our title-winning season, all he kept going on about was squad depth. He didn't want to use Ruben or Chaloba, weren't looking at these guys. A lot of people that could have just stayed there, he didn't want for some reason, because they want, I don't know, some nonsense reason that Conte made up in his head. And for me, the transfer window is only a few months. It'd be signed like 10 players, something ridiculous. You know what I mean? So naturally, imagine how long it takes to negotiate a transfer, and then obviously do all the legalities and the medicals and this and that and that. It takes a lot of time, and already this season's not going to be anything like that, where we're going to be targeting another 10 players. There's only going to be key focused targets. I'm hoping, because there's a focus of the targets we're looking at, it's not going to be a case of poor negotiations or misfortune with negotiations. So that's good. I mean, already we're making movements with Seri and looking at the other targets as well. So hopefully something. Like I said, I personally, my opinion, I do feel optimistic for next season. Okay, I'm going to answer some Patreon questions. Okay, Nav Bra. Yes, Nav. If we get Sarri, do you see Hazard playing in a Mertens role? I don't personally think Hazard would. I don't think that Sarri would be opposed to trying to find a new role. I'm thinking, let's be hypothetical. Let's say Martial was our striker. Imagine that Martial and Hazard would be swapping positions with each other. So let's say there's times that Hazard's picking the ball up in the middle, Martial's out wide on the left. Other times when Martial's in the middle and Hazard's on the left. You're going to get that fluidity. And when you do it like that, I mean, basically Hazard will be playing up front, but it's not going to be throughout the entire game, meaning that it should make it even harder for teams to really try and mark him. This is what I really want Martial, because I think when you sign a guy like this, playing him as a number 9, he's effectively playing that Henry role. And when you've got someone like Hazard as well, and if we sign a good player on the right-hand side, that front three we have next season is a title contender, And then you can compare us to the other front threes in the country. I mean, let's say it's a front three of Martial, Bailey and Hazard, for example. You look at City with Sane, Sterling and Jesus. You would say that our front three is better than Man City's. So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Things get exciting. Okay. Alex, Chelsea and Arsenal have paid the full buyout clause for Seri, but Nice have rejected their offer. All right. Christian, would Chelsea FC turn down an invite from Trump to the White House? That's I don't know. I don't see why Trump would ever. I don't even think Trump knows anything about Chelsea, to be honest. That's crazy hypothetical. I don't think so. I don't think Marina would, unless he's not making any money from that. I can't see anyone wasting their time, to be honest. Will Rayner, peace, bro. Yeah, Will, if you're here, good luck with your Spanish exam tomorrow. Think of them Latina girls. That's what you're working towards, bro. I'm telling you. Alright, other questions. Marlon Lopez, thank you, bro. Your question is Seri, Malcolm, Marshall, keep Marassa. Do you agree? Again, Malcolm, Bailey. Me personally, I do feel that Bailey is better. Actually, it's hard. Actually, I'm not gonna just say it like that. But what excites me is that these guys play very similar roles and they have a very similar style. You know, goal threats, direct, take shots on goal, cut insides, look for the goal. That's the exciting thing. Maybe I might have to try and do some new videos, like some analysis videos and guys like Malcolm and Marshall and stuff. But it is exciting. I mean, so far, I haven't heard nothing from Sue or my other source in regards to if everything's definitive. You know what I mean? So I don't know just yet. All I know is the three targets, and I'm hearing that Malcolm could be like a potential option. I'm not sure, but the three targets I'm hearing is Bailey, Tovan, and Richarlison. So that's that for now. Other questions to answer. Mark Ogilvie, your question is Nini. What if Conte stays next year? I'm worried. To be honest, I don't. I think that's one thought that everyone should have eradicated from their heads. To be honest, I don't understand why anyone think. I mean, basically, if you think Conte's staying, that means you're hoping that Eden Hazard leaves, and you're hoping that a lot of players will be leaving because they don't want to work under Sarri. I mean, under Conte. So I don't think. I mean, I don't see that happening at all. That will definitely not happen. So yeah. Christian, your question. Thoughts on which album is better, Daytona or Yay? Good lord, that's a good question. Obviously, I've been banging them both out. Obviously, ASAP Rocky's new album. I'm not gonna lie, the second part of that album I feel is stronger than the first part. There's some bangers in the second part, but Daytona, I mean, it's mad. It is. It's a tricky one. It's definitely a tricky situation. I've been banging them out equally, to be honest. I mean, that Kanye song, the last one, what was it? What's it called again? I need to go on Spotify to find out what it is. But I think maybe Daytona for me just edges it a tiny bit, even though they're both solid records. And this is what I mean. I like that they're both compact. How many times are you seeing artists just releasing these stupidly long albums where they're only doing it to get more streams on Spotify and stuff? You know what I mean? It's so much filler, but most of it's not even that good. And you wait how long to get some B-Tech projects. So I like this new focus. I mean, Pusha T's always had these focused albums where they ain't too long. It's got a message. It's compact, and it's, you know what I mean. You can listen to all this shit, but I don't know. I mean, the song I bang out the most is "If You Know, You Know." But so for me, this is why it just pushes out Yay. Not you don't grow with them, but like they reflect on new experiences in their life. You know what I mean? I thought him talking about all the insecurities he's gonna have, having like a daughter that's gonna grow up, especially when how he's treated women before and how he sees how people treat them, and he's got all his worries and shit like that. You know, I like that type of shit. Like Jay-Z of 444 when he released that album. I thought that was a sick one where, you know, like you're hearing, like, you know, it's different to like the normal stuff that you keep hearing. So yeah, that's what I mean. If you know, you know, because that's such a banger. I think Daytona for me. But okay, what other questions? Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, Kwame. Is the audio? What's wrong with the audio? What is wrong with my voice is deep. Nini turned into gigs. What's everyone getting gassed about? You know, my voice is so weird sometimes. Like, sometimes it just gets deep for no reason. Like, I don't... My voice fluctuates. It does fluctuate a bit. I bet when I listen back to this, I'm just going to sound like my audio is being fucked up. But, my audio is working fine. And I'm on... Yeah, it's working fine. You guys were scaring me for a second, but, madness. You guys are too funny, man. Too funny. Lebanese, yeah. Sean Kenner, why are Chelsea targeting guys like Richarlison, Bailey and Malcolm? Is this Marina settling for fourth choice again? Again, it's normal for clubs to have, backup options in case anything happens. Let's say, God forbid, the deal for Bailey went through, but then he had an injury, or he didn't pass the medical. You want to make sure that you can quickly secure your second choice option in case that does happen. So it's normal for that. My audio is messed up. I don't know what's happening. Are you guys sure it's messed up? Hello. Is that better now, or I sound like a robot? I don't know what's happening. Alright, let me take it out and put it back in again. Is that... It's still the same. I haven't done anything. I've literally just left my mic how it is. I haven't touched anything. I haven't fiddled with nothing. It's been the same as how it started. This is just some fuck shit right here. Is that better now, you guys? You sound like... Still the same. Nah, that's better now. I haven't done anything. I've literally just left my mic how it is. I haven't touched anything. I haven't... It's been the same as how it started. Okay, it's better now. It's better now. This is just some fuck shit right here. Is that better now, you guys? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. This is I don't know what happened there, but let me get back to answering some questions. Nah, I know everyone's saying my real voice. Damn, that's fucked. Okay. What other questions are there? Yeah, I was on my Thanos mode, right? 100%. Nini Vader. Okay, Stephen Smith. Which player could fill the hole Hazard would leave if he was to ever join Madrid? That's a hypothetical question by Stephen Smith. Isco, for example. I think maybe Martial would be the guy that could help to fill the hole left by Hazard playing on that left-hand side, having the license to cut inside as well. I think Martial would be that guy, to be honest. Or even Hudson-Odoi. I mean, the club won't give him that time to, to grow like that. But again, I think maybe Martial would be the guy for the left-hand side. Okay, Nini Cadabra. Oh shit. Okay, can you speak, Arthur Shapiro? Can you speak in the centre back situation for Chelsea? Aspie, Rudiger, Zuma, Christensen all need a role. Who starts? Who gets sold? Any potential buyers? I think that we can probably keep all of them, to be honest. I mean, I think Aspie maybe could just play on the right. If you got rid of Zappacosta, sold him. Aspie and Moses on the right hand side. Then you've got Rudiger, Zuma, Luiz, and Christensen for the back four. Okay. Everyday Monday. No one could replace Hazard in that role ever. I mean, yeah, 100%. You're right. Forward thinking. Okay. Jay Williams, check my Twitter. Alright, I'll do that. This is the first time you've heard Nini's real voice. Imagine if I sounded like that. Oh, you put it on Twitter? It's like sometimes it just gets... You guys, you got a little glimpse of how I really sound. This is how I really be talking to girls and moving to them. Like, no wonder I always have like 100% success. You must be getting so scared in that. But All right, Bara Kabani. What is the most likely signing this summer? I'd have to probably say Seri. In my opinion, I'd have to say Seri is most likely. Kwame, Nini, who's better in your opinion, Zuma or Rudiger? I would probably go for Zuma because I just think defensively he is better. The mistakes I saw Rudiger make defensively, I just never ever saw with Zuma. I just never saw them. I never saw balls going over his head. I never saw Zuma stepping out of position for no reason, letting people counter or make runs in behind him. I wasn't seeing that. I wasn't seeing Zuma giving away silly fouls and getting cheap yellow cards for no reason. I saw Zuma actually winning a lot of tackles very cleanly. I saw him physically dominating people aerially, winning everything in the air. Remember when Fellaini was the new Michael Jordan in the league, and that game Mourinho put Zuma on him? Fellaini didn't do anything in the air, and Fellaini's one of the strongest players in the league too. So, and he can play out. I mean, maybe not as expansive or as creative with his passing as Rudiger is, but this guy ain't Gary Cahill on the ball. So, in my opinion, it's Zuma for me. Okay, other questions? Alright, Rob Stevenson, for shits and giggles, what 3 players leave first? Pedro, he needs to get out. I don't want to see that guy anymore. Drinkwater, even though I don't think he's a shit player, he's a decent player. I just don't think maybe he has a role anymore in midfield. And I'd probably say Barkley because I don't really see what the point of Barkley was at all. And I don't want to be in a situation where Barkley is competing with Ruben. I don't see why Ruben needs to get unnecessary competition, especially from a guy that doesn't really deserve it, in my opinion. So they're the 3 guys I'd get rid of immediately. What's his name? Pedro, Drinkwater, and Barkley. Okay, other questions? Josh Cooper, thank you for the super chats. Man saying Seri is Kante 2.0. Wow. I mean, that's what I'm saying. As I said earlier during the stream, whenever you hear anyone say Seri and Kante together, that's when you know that maybe they're misinformed and maybe it's time to educate them a bit. Okay, Motion Aslam Nini, the stud CFC. Good lord, I'm not even going to say that. And you nearly made me slip up the G word then. But if Laurent Blanc comes, do you think he might go to PSG players like Rabiot or Verratti? I think those guys will cost a lot of money. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain want to sell Rabiot. He's in their plans for the next 10 years. Obviously, a guy of the city come up through their academy as well. Obviously, had a great season for them. His best season at Paris Saint-Germain yet. He's not going nowhere. And Verratti, we're getting Seri, who's cheaper than Verratti. I don't see the point of signing him, to be honest. Benedict Martinini, what do you think about signing Yaya Toure to Tuta, Loftus, Mount, Baker, and Seri? Maybe that is a very interesting question, and I was actually thinking about that. Getting Yaya Toure, I think that maybe that could be good. Sometimes I feel it's good to have a handful of older, experienced players in your ranks. I think that he would definitely be well respected at Chelsea. I think a lot of players would look to him, and I think with Chelsea, with how our dressing room is, again with Yaya Toure, when's he ever really been an issue at Man City? Yeah, he's had issues with the manager, but then have you ever heard reports of Yaya Toure falling out with players at City, falling out with this, falling out with that? You don't hear that. Sometimes I feel that term disruptive gets thrown out a bit too easily, way too easily. If you've got an issue with the manager and you're not affecting the team, me personally, I don't think that it means you're some terrible, awful influence in the team. You know what I mean? Because it's not as if the manager should just be a dictator telling man what to do. You know what I mean? So, Yaya, again, if we'd have to sell a lot of players, maybe Yaya Toure could be good for Ruben and Bakayoko. What he'd teach them, obviously you're still getting at least 20 games from him per season as well, with his experience. I wouldn't be opposed to it for experience in that midfield. I would not be opposed to it. Okay. At Niiniifc, who is your source? Hey, geez, you're online. Nice one, man. Okay, Rob Stevenson, thank you again for that super chat, man. Standout player next season aside from Hazard. Yeah, even before I answer that, is it weird that I think that Hazard should have won player this season over the past 2 years. I think if you look throughout the entire season, I'd say that Hazard was our best player last year. I mean, one thing I look at that's pretty easy. I mean, just look at how many man of the match awards are won. And didn't Hazard get 14 last year? That's nearly half a season where he's got man of the match. So I don't understand why that's forgotten about and why someone like, guys like Kanté or other players win that. But different discussion for another day. One player to look out for, well, I'm definitely interested in seeing Ruben Loftus-Cheek, 100%. I'm interested in seeing Victor Moses. I want to see him playing a much more offensive role. Just how much better is he going to be honest. Kanté is another one I am looking forward to because, again, with us playing 4-3 next season, that means a lot of our midfield players should be getting more than 1,000 passes in a season. So I'm just interested to see just how Kanté is going to develop. Me personally, I feel that next season will be the year where, those Makelele comparisons will be there, because I think when Makelele was making his name in that role, he was 28 or 29 or 28, I think, at Real Madrid. Kanté will be 28 next season. I think this will be the year where we get the reincarnation of Makelele, and I think that's what when you've got someone like that at the base of your midfield, guys that use that destroy counter-attacks by themselves and help you play out from the back, Kanté is definitely going to be a problem for next season. Okay, other questions to answer. Okay, Josh Cooper again. Thanks, bro. In your opinion, think we'll get Martial and Seri, bro? I think there's a big chance we can get both. Now, I just hope that it's not going to come down to fucked up negotiations. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's not going to be something where we price ourselves out or act too cheap for no reason, etc., etc. But I do... Out of all the ones you're telling me, the ones I feel optimistic about are Bailey, Martial, and Seri. When I look at some Patreon questions, if there are any new ones here, remember, you guys, if you're a Patreon subscriber and you are watching the live stream, you send me a question. They will get answers. They will get prioritized. So don't worry about that. Okay. Alex, and Yaya Toy's agent says his player would go to Arsenal and Chelsea for 1k a week. Yeah, he was saying that, but then obviously he'd have some, some clauses where every time he plays the game, he'll get a substantial amount of money. So yeah. What else? Okay, Ollie Glanville. Yes, Ollie. Ruben equals new Balak. Yep. Seri equals new Essien. Maybe actually, because again, Michael Essien could ball. I mean, this under Ancelotti, this guy was. That's a fair comparison, to be honest. Under Ancelotti, Essien under Ancelotti, he was dictating the game a lot, controlling things, spraying passes. He has his trademark kind of low-driven style type of pass of Michael Essien. I could see that. Michael Essien he's the one that always just makes me sad. If this guy didn't sustain the injuries he sustained, good lords. I mean, he probably would have been seen as better than guys like Lampard and Ballack, to be honest. Okay. Travis Ellis, are we really gonna ship Willian to United? I'm not hearing anything concrete at this moment in time. Would it be a surprise if it did happen? I don't think so. They've spoken quite a lot. He likes him already. I think with Mourinho, what I'm starting to think is he's under massive, massive pressure at Man United for next season because he has to win and deliver things. I think next season will be the season that Mourinho's job could be on the line if he doesn't win things or perform or try and win the league title. And I think, maybe Mourinho's thinking, well, I can't afford to lose this job. If it means that I got to be short-term, which Mourinho is king at being extremely short-term, he could sacrifice a few young guys like Rashford, who, in the grand scheme of things, is he really, helping the cause as much compared to what a Willian could do if I was to use him in the team? He probably isn't. And I think with the pressure Mourinho is going to be under, he's going to focus towards older, experienced style of players to help him win the titles and trophies that he wants. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised if Willian was on his mind because he's worked together, he knows what to expect, and United aren't opposed to signing 29-year-olds and 30-year-olds. So there's that. Callum Ross, Niini, you got a preferred Scottish team? I wouldn't really say I do. When I was younger, I used to like Hearts because Hearts were the ones that were challenging Rangers and Celtic, and that's when they had guys like I can't even remember the top of my head, but I used to use them on FIFA. You remember in the old FIFA games where you couldn't just manage a top team straight away, you had to manage like a 3-star team, etc., etc. So that's when people were using the Scottish teams and South American teams, Brazilian teams, and all of that. Forward thinking. Okay, I missed that. Sorry, bro. Alfred Addo. Niini, who's ADL? ADL is Aurelio De Laurentiis. That's his name. So sorry if I didn't make it clear enough. I feel that I have made it clear a lot of times in videos. But yeah, ADL is Aurelio De Laurentiis. Nitska, Matt Sam, Mourinho's off next season. Well, again, we know this next season is normally the season where things fuck up. You know what I mean? So, but this could be different. It seems like this is the season where your Mourinho will be getting money in the transfer market. I mean, it looks like Alderweireld could be a guy coming. They've already secured Fred as well. It looks like United mean business. I mean, normally, if they're just being objective, a lot of times throughout Mourinho's like third seasons, that's the season where he's not really getting supported. I mean, in his first spell, when we signed guys like Sidwell on the free and Pizarro, they weren't helping his cause. His other spell, when we were signing guys like Pedro and Baba Rackman and guys like that, that wasn't necessarily helping his cause as much as well. So, yeah. Okay, Josh Banks. Everyone, when you go to bed, pray we sign Lewandowski. Yep, everyone do that. Roberto Alvarez. Willian can be a good backup winger for whoever we buy on the right wing. Yeah, this is what I mean. He can still be that type of player because he can play on the left and on the right as well. So yeah. Okay, forward thinking, everyday Monday. You got to remember when we sold both Matic and Mata, Mourinho himself subscribed to the idea of transfers between top clubs. Yep, he did start that. Good point. YB1 Needy, is ADL part of the Illuminati? I don't think we'll ever know. Nutriman, I think Barkley would be perfect as a defensive midfielder. I don't think so, to be honest, because that you have to be goods with the ball. So no, and you got to win your 50-50s. That's like the most important thing at being a DM, is winning your 50-50. Can you see Barkley winning 50-50s? Maybe you're more optimistic than I am. Mukhtar Ibrahim, thank you for that super chat, man. Your question is, would you prefer Hudson-Odoi to stay or go to Derby on loan? Fantastic. Another video coming out this week will be what type of loan players will be joining Lampard and Jody Morris. Of course, congrats to Jody Morris. Lampard and Jody Morris are very, very good friends, so it was no surprise why obviously Morris did go and join Lampard at Derby. Again, hearing Lampard's press conference, that style of football, I was wondering what type of manager or style philosophy does he like. It seems identical to Jody Morris. I'm hoping maybe 3 or 4 Chelsea players going to Derby. Do I want Hudson-Odoi going to Derby though? Something tells me it's going to happen, which is going to piss me off. But someone like him should be with the first team. There has to be a point at Chelsea where your elite youngsters who are better than the rest, stop flogging them off to teams where they're in control. Take control of their careers and their destinies. Keep them at the club. Let them stay. What's Pep doing with Phil Foden? He's staying at City for next season. He's not going out on loan. Do that with Hudson-Odoi. He'll learn more. He'll get game time. He's good enough. I'm seeing guys like Sancho doing bits for Dortmund already. Look at the level he's playing at. He's playing for Dortmund. He went from City's academy. An academy team, let's not forget that our youth team have been thrashing every single year and beating them convincingly in finals every single year. This is one guy there, but City's academy isn't even on the elite level as ours just yet. It's getting there, very close. Not there just yet. They've got one guy from their academy already playing for Bundesliga, playing for Dortmund, who are a Champions League not contending team, but yeah, they qualify for the Champions League every year, and he's already playing at that level. You can't tell me Hudson-Odoi is a worse player compared to Sancho. He's not. Maybe on the same level or a tiny bit better. It's up to your opinion. You can't be sending this guy to the Championship to play at Derby. I don't care how good the football is going to be or whether they get promoted. You're not learning anything playing in the Championship. He's good enough to play at a high level. Keep him. I like him to be the understudy to Hazard, and I like that to be an understudy on the right-hand side. Hudson should be the understudy where he will get game time for cup games, Europa League. Let's not forget Europa League, etc., etc. Hudson-Odoi needs to stay. If he goes, I'll be bitterly disappointed. And it will tell me that Chelsea don't learn their lessons and that we don't care about youngsters. It's only about making this profit. And I'll be happy when UEFA, if they haven't already enforced this rule where, you know what, you can't be having this thing where you've got 40 young players on loan. Morally, it's not right. You can't be profiting off guys that haven't made their careers yet, who are just teenagers. It's not right. It's bullshit. The reason why you have to get these laws and sanctions all the time is because clubs and companies, whatever, they'll take advantage. Greed. I hope it happens because too often we're fucking up talent for no reason. Other questions. I'm just waiting for it to load up. Okay, what happened here? Okay, K-Max, what's up, Nini? All up, bro. Do you feel backers? Like, bro, I'm not even going to answer that, man. Obviously, I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you for saying hi. I'm saying hi back, but come on, man. You got to give me a better question than that. Sean Kenner, what about Bruno Fernandes links from Sporting Lisbon? Now, they were coming up from Portugal a while back. What about close to nearly 100 million euros? Again, he seems like a very good player, but I think he's more, I wouldn't even say box to box, maybe like a more advanced. He's one of the modern players that can play that half space type of position. Ideally, I'm hearing stuff that Mason Mount could have a squad place for next season. I'd rather keep Mason Mount and let him develop instead of giving Bruno Fernandes game time. Again, I look at guys like Mount and Hudson-Odoi, Bogas and stuff like that. If these guys had 100 games, they'd be much more experienced players. So I don't understand why experience costs so much money. It'd be different if there was never any talent to begin with, but when the talent's there and only a bit of experience is needed, I don't understand this insistence on spending crazy amounts of money. What other questions? I'm gonna answer some Patreon questions. Okay, forward thinking, yes, man. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Personally, I find it disgraceful that a club of our stature is behaving like this in the transfer window. The lack of preparation for the off-season has been a joke, and it's creating a horrible stigma around the club. My question is, are the club aware of how much time they are wasting with their poor start to the window, and is flowing contact being bad with Eden Hazard to keep him on one side? Now, the thing is, how do you not know things aren't being already worked on in the background? You know what I mean? What makes you so confident that Chelsea haven't started any of their homework or started any talks or discussions for players? I mean, football doesn't work like that, where it's just you get to the summer and then you see who's there. I mean, already the targets would have been known before the end of the season, and I'm sure discussions have already taken place. I mean, I can tell you in the videos, we already had discussions with Marshall, Seri and Bailey. So, again, just because the manager thing's not sorted out doesn't mean nothing else is happening. So, that's the idea I keep trying to reinforce and stress upon. So, it's definitely not a case of nothing happening. It's definitely not a poor start to the window. I mean, just because Liverpool signed Fabinho, a player we don't need, or because United signed Fred, it doesn't mean that I mean, look at all the other clubs. So I think a bit of perspective is needed as well. But I do think it's a bit too doom and gloom. So I definitely don't think things are anywhere near as bad as what's being portrayed, to be honest. I find it weird. Last season, people were much more optimistic with the players we bought, and I was very pessimistic. I mean, remember when I released that video going through and reviewing the players we bought? I gave Zappacosta a C. I gave Bakayoko B minus. I think Morata was like a B as well. I think Rudiger was like a B minus for me as well. I mean, I really wasn't favourable to many of these signings, to be honest. I think Caballero was the only one that got an A from me. So, or B plus. I think he got B plus. I don't think any player got an A when I did the transfer window review. So, yeah, people are much more optimistic then. But now I'm feeling optimistic. A lot of people are feeling very pessimistic. So, again, we'll just wait and see. Your other question, keep up the great content, man. Thanks. Any new content collabs we can find out on the net? Nothing at this moment in time. I'm going to have something big end of this month. What's your favourite moment you can recall from any stream or Q&A live stream? Been a lot of good times. But I'm going to be CFC and Nuge calling in while at McDonald's. So yeah, that was funny. What other funny callers? I do like the talks with Christian. They've always been pretty fun. What's always been another funny live stream moment? I can't even remember, to be honest. I think maybe when I was giving someone asked for like a relationship advice. I thought that was pretty funny as well. So I think they're the standouts for me so far. Okay, other questions, you guys. I'm gonna be bouncing here in 25 minutes. Nini, you need some moderators. Yep. Malcolm, do you want to be a moderator? If you want to be the moderator, let me know and I'll make you the. Okay, J Mojo's here. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Okay, Nutriman, I don't want Icardi too overrated. If we can't get Lewandowski, then let's get Higuain. Overrated is a very strong word that gets thrown out too easily. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, he is a very good striker at what he does. I think when people say players are overrated, it's when they expect more than what they can offer. I mean, I was talking about this in a previous video with Icardi. Just expect him for his goals and runs in the box and goals inside the box. If you're looking at Icardi to press defences, if you're looking for Icardi to beat a couple of men, if you're looking for Icardi to drop deep and get involved in the play, you're going to be very frustrated with him. Okay, it looks like I probably will have a Seri video coming out tomorrow because I am hearing some things. So, okay, it's going to be good for you guys. So, yeah. Diego Lazzo 19 and okay. Antonio, again, respect to Antonio. You're definitely entitled to type that. 100% entitled to type that. Okay. Everyday Monday, forward thinking, yeah, it is getting out of hand. If Hudson-Odoi goes to Derby while Sancho is at Dortmund playing in the Champions League, exactly. I mean, we just constantly keep selling our talent the short end of the stick. Travis Ellis, Nini, my opinion is we definitely need to prioritise the manager situation first. Then, well, that's what we will be doing, bro. So, I mean, you are right with what you're saying. 100% you're right. And that is what's happening. So, you can definitely sleep good tonight. Like I said, you guys, if anyone wants their questions prioritized, you know what to do. Or if you just want to support the channel, send a super chat. Apologies if I miss out on any questions. Obviously, I get a lot coming in. Alexander, okay. If Chelsea had signed Fred instead of United, what role do you think he would have had in the starting 11? Well, if he had signed Fred instead of United, he would have that the playmaking role, to be honest. So he'd be having that same type of role that Seri will be having. So yeah, he'll be part of that midfield three. What other questions? Tiggs, yes, Tiggsy, good man. Okay, as if Kamal. Any chance of Costa coming back if Conte leaves? Probably not, man, because we just sold him in January. So I can't see, first, the amount of money it would cost. And I don't think Costa wants to leave Atletico now. So, yeah, I wouldn't even think about that, man. Josh Banks, I'm off, lads. Cheers to the stream. Yes, thanks for coming on. Tomorrow, I'm going to finally bring back the subscriber calling show. So, yeah, definitely anyone interested, send me an email. Darshin1, yes, man, you good. Nini, I remember you saying in the last stream that the Bailey situation was complicated but interesting. What did he mean by that? And when will the Bailey vid be released? Maybe on Monday or Friday. I'm not too sure just yet. I mean, of course, I'm expecting that to be the conclusion to the managerial situation. I'm hearing stuff on Seri, so there's a lot of videos I got planned. It's going to be very busy. I mean, this month, I'm not going to be going out at all. It's the World Cup this month as well. It's going to be non-stop. It's going to be so hectic. So hectic. Okay. Bernardo Barreto. Hi, Nini. Can you tell Eunice to stop spouting on... He's a... Bro, come on, man. I mean, Eunice is a cool guy. Of course, I don't agree with many of his opinions. He's still entitled to his opinions, though. I definitely think he caters towards the more... the more passionate... I wouldn't say passionate, but... maybe like the more, like, guttural, emotional side of the game. You know what I mean? So he does express himself very well in those type of emotional moments. But But yeah, I mean, you don't agree with everyone, you know what I mean. But he is a nice guy. He is actually a very nice guy. So if anyone met him, I mean, you'd say that. Uh, okay. Philippe Arantes, Bailey News. Wait for the video. K Max, how do I message once I'm a Patreon? There should be an option, man. There should be, yeah. There should be a messaging option somewhere. So just have a look for it. I'm on Patreon, so I can see when something comes up. I've got a notification. Is that you? Oh, K-Max. Oh, you became a Patreon sub. Thanks for that, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. There should be a messaging option somewhere. So just be vigilant. Keep your eye out for it somewhere. Okay. Ali, Nini, do you think Emerson is good enough to start over Alonso, or should Chelsea sign a new left back? I think Emerson and his attributes in terms of the pace. I mean, all I need to say to keep this answer simple: what kind of team was Emerson playing for? What formation was he playing for? 4-3-3. What style of football was it? A style where it's important that the fullbacks make overlapping runs and get down the byline. They were all things that Emerson excelled in, and this is the main reason as to why we signed him in the first place. So I think that if that's what you need from your fullback, Emerson definitely has the advantage at this moment in time. Okay, Ollie Glanville, Sue, I cry every time. Jardim, I do feel sorry for Jardim. He's another manager I do like. I mean, you know, we've been speaking to so many managers I like. You know, I do like Sarri, Jardim, Blanc. I think they are all very good managers. Malcolm X Nini, do you think our last season's squad that won the league could win it again this season? That is a very difficult. I mean, we have no Champions League, and I'm guessing a lot of first-team players will be rested when we play in those Europa League group stages. So, possibility. I think playing in a system that complements their skill set, you'll see an extra sense in their game. So yeah. Okay, John Mikel Seri needed. Ivoria Naby Keita. Yep, 100%. Ahmed CFC and advanced swaps with Seri. Yep. Flocky Ron. Hey, Joe. Okay, that's for Joe. Okay, what other questions? CFC Anu Janini. Give us a hint for the Seri news. Tomorrow's video, man. The guy cried in the car. Oh, shit. Jardim got... That's what I mean. I thought, for real talk, Marina has been breaking hearts this summer, for real. Wow. Like, I wonder who her husband is, if she has one. You know what I mean? That's... She's a very, very strong woman. Very strong woman. Like, imagine getting guys crying. I'm not surprised, to be honest. Like, I can imagine her just telling some man to shut up or something, you know? No wonder ADL is not liking her too much, you know what I mean? Like, she's not putting up with any of his bullshit, so... Okay, what? Ramteen, do you think the board will give Laurent Blanc time? Why is this... I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I was going to say something silly, but then, you know, I'm sorry for even nearly going down that route. I mean, look at our past two managers, Mourinho and Conte. Did they not get time? Chelsea haven't been this club for the past 5 years where they're looking to get rid of managers. I mean, since Mourinho came back, we've been looking for long-term stability, and that's what we're hoping to provide. I think they're realising that it's safe to give these guys 2-year contracts, nothing more, nothing less, because if they do go, or anything happens that you can't predict, then you don't want to give a crazy payoff. But we're not the same club that's looking to sack a manager after 3... Listen, if we were that club that just wanted to sack managers, Mourinho would have been sacked a long time before. Remember, in his first spell, I think he was sacked in the first month or the beginning of the second month. That was how quickly he left. And we nearly won the league, and we nearly won the Champions League with Conte. January, where, I mean, our point tally in 2018 puts us in the bottom half of the league. I think we're like 16th or 14th or something. That would get you sacked. So again, we're not a club that's looking to just sack. That's not happening anymore. We haven't been that club for 5 years now. Okay, Sue, my guy. The club still hopes that Conte will find a job. Hopefully. I imagine if he went to Real Madrid. I think Madrid, it's not been the first time they made these type of like wouldn't call them desperation signings, but these weird ones. I remember Benitez when he left the Napoli, got them fifth, didn't do bits for them. Madrid signed him. Obviously, Pellegrini had a he was very good at Villarreal when he made his name. So that would be very harsh for me to say. But there's been, there's been managers before. I mean, even Real Madrid have signed their duds too. I mean, remember Faubert when they signed him from, was it West Ham or Bordeaux? So yeah, okay. Like I said, you guys, if I can't answer all your questions, obviously don't be too angry. Again, send a super chat if you want your question prioritized. Nothing crazy. It can just be £1. That's all. That's all. Okay. Can I look at your latest video and see if... Yes, Alex, when I got time, man. Honestly, it's not as if... What do you think I'm doing at home all day? I'm not just sitting down playing Xbox. So, when I've got the time, I'll do it. Are you still having difficulties sending K-Max? Are you still having difficulties? If you can't, maybe just send me an email and I'll look to answer it from there. I'm turning my emails on now so I can look. Okay, but yeah, K-Max, there should be an if you're a Patreon subscriber, if you can help K-Max. Let me see if I can message you, K-Max, maybe. If I can, hopefully you can just reply from there. Okay, other questions? You guys, I'm going to be on for 40 minutes more than I'm off. Nutriman, David Alaba or Alexandro. I do like my South American fullbacks, I'm not going to lie. So I'd go for Alexandro. I like that the tenacity and the drive. So, yeah, Barkley won't be sold, not this summer at least. Yeah, most likely not, to be honest. Nitska Matsam, I imagine Ronaldo playing like a left wing back. That would be fun to see. I don't think Ronaldo has suffered for a long time, so it would be good to put him in his race. Okay, SK8FB. Does it annoy you that we let go of Salah and Kevin De Bruyne and other top players? I mean, I had a feeling they were always going to do good, especially Salah. People kept sleeping on Salah, even though this guy was getting double digits every season in Serie A. Again, he was it's the thing. It's like we're looking for a Salah replacement, but looking for that guy on the right that does have a goal that can cut inside. We had that with Salah. We let this 21-year-old go for no reason. But I think we're the only club that can give up on a very young guy. Honestly, I don't know. Sometimes for the footballing decisions can be very frustrating at Chelsea sometimes. But yeah, and sometimes I don't know. I don't know why the club listens to guys like Mourinho too much. I mean, what's Mourinho going to know about developing a player? For example, I mean, he's not going to know, to be honest. So he's the last one that should have a say in determining careers. Lee Green, Nini, why don't we get Shaqiri? He's only 12 million now. That was a question I was asked in a live stream like a few weeks ago. Now, of course, Stoke are relegated. Don't cost as much. He can play on the right-hand side. He can cut in. He is decent. Could be a decent backup player to have, in my opinion. I think he could. If you've got someone like a Bailey or someone, you want to bring Shaqiri to play as backup. Shaqiri, yeah, you can add something. I mean, he's definitely a player I feel that can play at a high level. Of course, there's reports that Tottenham are close to securing his services, so that is a very interesting thing. But it makes no sense. You've got Lucas, you've got Shaqiri. I mean, then you've got Ali, Ericsson, Son. It's looking pretty potent. Flo C, do you think would you like Alexandro in? If so, I mean, I would still have him personally if he was available. I don't think it's worth our time wasting efforts. I mean, he is going to be signing that new contract at Juventus. The money they don't want to pay for. So, unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to stay at Juventus. Other questions. Okay. Max, do you feel Blanc would use more youngsters? I think you said or heard he only played Rabiot because of pressure from his parents. That was one of the reasons, but he does like to use young players. As I said in that video, obviously there's guys in the loan army that he's seen that he likes, and there's people in the academy as well. Chelsea's academy is rated very highly across Europe, so it's not just in this country. Hello, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Saying with Laurent Blanc, yeah, the Chelsea rated very highly by footballing people and people, across Europe as well. Blanc already said, as I said in the video, there's people in the loan army he likes. I'm guessing, if I could guess, I'm guessing that's Mason Mount. Plus, there's people in the academy he likes as well. So it's definitely percent. You guys, I'm on for 10 more minutes, and I'm definitely going. So if anyone wants any questions, prioritize. Now's your chance. Send a super chat if you want it. Prioritize and answer quickly. The deep voice came back. any questions, prioritize. Good lords. What's in your tea? It's this mic. It's weird because I've got the Blue Yeti. This is like a sick mic. It's like an expensive one too. So I don't get why I'm getting all this wahala for. Okay. Play on the front foot under Laurent Blanc. Yes, we will be doing that. Yep. Sorry, tomorrow. Kwame. Blanc likes Morata. Does that mean Marshall is off? We need gigs. KMT Rap. Hey. CFC 007. He is a winner. Yep. David Gordon. David, thank you for that Patreon donation as well, man. Appreciate that. Okay, D-Lord. What's the situation with Luis Campos? That is something I need to get that out quickly. I keep getting asked this a lot. I'll try and bring it out over the weekend. 100% I'll be looking to do that. So yeah, I'll be addressing the Luis Campos situation and Marco Ballack as well. Evan Greenblatt, Nini, please answer this question. Would you pay 85 for Bailey? Who and why? Now that is a lot of money. 75, 85. That's like 200 million for those three players. Don't know if Chelsea would spend 200 million on three under 23-year-olds. I'm not too sure. But I do 100% I want Marshall. And either one of Malcolm or Bailey, I'm okay with, to be honest. I'm okay. Okay. Flocky Ron Nini. What if Man United holds out 75 million for Marshall? I mean, they're entitled. Maybe this could be the point where when you're saying, no, we got Willian. I know that you're interested in him. You've been trying to tap this guy up and speak to him behind our backs. We know. Maybe we can do some business. And yeah, I mean, they could potentially. Again, I feel that maybe if Willian went the other way, then maybe business could happen from there. Again, we did sell. I've been told, the relationship between United and Chelsea is pretty good. I mean, that transfer with Matic to United was very seamless and very easy. So we've never really had any issues. So yeah, maybe that could be one of those things where we helped you out with Matic. Hopefully, you can give us that same energy back from Martial. And you took one of our key components in our title-winning season, so that could be something. You guys, I've got 5 more minutes. Yeah, hopefully this mic is working now. Real talk. The audio is just doing madness tonight. I don't know what's happening. It's never happened before. This is what I hate about technology. Technology, you can't rely on it. I'm telling you. Christian Valadez, go fund me for new computer for Nini. Hey, soon come, soon come. Everyone's texting me saying I'm sounding like gigs, doing that dirty. Diego Lazzo, Blanc the Savior. Yep. Sean Kerner, hi Nini. I remember stream you said we had a concrete offer for Lewandowski. Is this still the case? Any update? I don't know. I haven't heard any updates on Lewandowski at this moment in time, other than the info I did give you guys. Yeah, my mic is definitely suffering. I mean, I do use it quite a lot. So yeah. Okay. Uh, have a threesome peas in the pod shit. As you saw, Nini, rap active by Gigs and Sneakbo. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Uh, the Vago, what about buying back Aki and putting Louise in defensive midfield? I think if Blanc, I don't know, they'd want to use Louise in defence, to be honest. Let me, is my audio still doing bits? No, it's working, Mads. Alright, Kwame going, Blanc is underrated and we're still getting a philosophy. Yep. Regardless, philosophy is back, baby. It's coming. Okay, Christian Valadez, my guy. I love saying Valadez. That sounds good. Yes, my guy. What's he saying? Would height be a concern with Sari and Kante playing together in a midfield three? I don't think so because I mean, look at Man City. They haven't really struggled for that. I mean, I don't think height's been that much of an issue with how tactical systems are changing in the Premier League at this moment in time. The emphasis on keeping the ball, the evolution of the number 10, how counter pressing is an effective way at closing down teams. It doesn't really come down to height or physicality as much anymore. Height seems to be more for counter attacking systems, and when you want your players to play off the ball and run great distances. But if you press and close down, it doesn't really matter about your height necessarily, because again, when you do this counter pressing style stuff, you've got two people closing down one person. That's how it works. It's 2v. You're creating 2v1s when you're obviously looking to close people down. So you don't need to be 6'5" and 200 pounds. You know what I mean? So height wouldn't be an issue in midfield. Remember, we'll have Ruben there as well. If we have that back four pressing high up as well behind them, it's really not going to be too much of an issue, to be honest. And you look at the teams in the Premier League, I mean, physically strong, yeah, but then if you can play around these teams, then you can play around them. I mean, other questions? Do I have any super chats? You guys, I'm here for 3 more minutes and I'm going. So in 3 more minutes, I'm gone. SA, thank you for that super chat, man. Do you rate Van Ginkel? I think he's a good player. Do I think he's Chelsea material? I don't think he's needed. Maybe if we never had guys like Bakker and Drinkwater, then yes, I'd have him as in a squad role. But I don't think that's going to be happening. I don't think the club are going to cut short their investment on Bakayoko unless a crazy offer comes in. I think that they'll probably profit from Van Ginkel and sell him. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm seeing Van Ginkel in Bundesliga or I don't know, maybe in Serie A, maybe. But yeah, I don't think he will be at Chelsea next season. You guys, I'm on for 2 more minutes and I'm gone. 2 more minutes and I'm gone. Okay, any more super chats? Okay, none. Alright. Okay, Everyday Monday. People still obsessed with height. Yeah, I think that, again, I think if people realise that obviously height isn't what it used to be, the Premier League isn't the same league it was 10, 15 years ago. The football is evolving. If you're noticing, traditional teams that were synonymous with height and physicality in Stoke, West Brom, Sunderland, teams like that, they've all gone downhill now. The main reason as to why that is the case is it's not even the fact that these teams concede the most goals in the league. West Brom were losing, when they were losing games, they weren't getting thrashed 4-0, 5-0 every week. It wasn't like that. Teams that if you can't score goals in this league, then you're basically done. You can't do anything. If you don't have a system where you can create chances on goal and create good chances, then you're out. And most teams that have been getting relegated. They've had the worst statistics when it comes to chance creation, shots on goal, etc., etc. So again, it does show you that this physicality just isn't necessarily all it is now with how the football is in this country. So yeah, but Nick Blakely, thank you, and obviously thank you for all the support you give me on Twitter too, man. Appreciate that. Zaki, Nini, I DM Joe Tweedy about this. Could you see Alonso and Zappa going and Jada Silva, Reece James in the first team? Possibly see this. That'd be interesting. I think for decisions like that, it is going to come down to who the manager is going to be. And I think this is where pre-season is going to be key for a lot of these guys. You know, we've got 14 of our guys. 14 are going to be participating in the World. It's going to give extra time for some of these guys to really, you know, let the manager know what they got, what they're about. And then he might change his mind. Who knows? I mean, Jeremy Boga was very, very close to changing Conte's mind and having a part in this team. If Kale wasn't Kale, and if he didn't get that stupid red cards, if Conte wasn't Conte and Pussy now, and then, you know, you're 10 men, you're going to play back three when you know Ian's isolated and you effectively can't attack anymore. Yeah, it was just, you know, that's probably the saddest story of the season for me, to be honest. The demon voice is back. And Pussy now, and then, you know, you're going to play back three when you're doing that dirty. And you effectively can't. What is with this gig voice today, for real? Yeah, it was just, you know, that's like this. It's doing Demon Niiniifc. You guys, this is probably the best time now to just end this stream, because I'm not going to fix it again. God knows what's happening today. I really don't know. I'm going to end this live stream here right now. I'm not going to be rapping no gigs versus before I leave, unfortunately, so I'm sorry about that. Unless you want to super chat me. No, I'm joking. Thank you for watching the Q&A live stream. Tomorrow is going to be the subscriber call-in show tomorrow evening. So you, man, you want to participate, you want to speak directly to me. I'm only going to have 6 or 7 people. I'm not going to be doing no crazy stream tomorrow. If you want to be part of that show, send me an email to Niiniifc. It is a $5 to come on the show, obviously. I'm trying to make this thing a full-time thing with YouTube, you know what I mean. So, yeah, anyone that wants to participate and be part of the subscriber call-in show, do that. Thank you guys for watching the stream with me. Thank you for all the questions, the participation, the love on Twitter, the good advice I've been getting, people telling me to stop clapping back at people. Follow Ricky Banks, you got to do that. Thank you to, obviously, Dennis, that's D-Lord for Dawn, for giving me instrumentals. I'm going to be looking at Banks instrumentals for my next videos, so it's definitely going to be a wave. It's definitely going to be a vibe when you're listening to my voice serenading you with information, and you've got them nice beats in the background as well. It's definitely going to be a problem. So you guys, thank you for watching. Obviously, yeah, it's competition time on my end. I'm seeing these other Chelsea YouTubers. I'm seeing them catting a few things I'm doing. I'm seeing them my videos, of course. I'm not really saying that it's from me. I see what's happening. All I can do really is to step up my game, make everything much better than it's ever been, and just really put the competition behind me. You guys, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to keep it moving. My throat's gone. I need some more green tea. I'll catch you guys in a bit.